Hello everybody, welcome to the show Face to Face. Today I want to ask some questions to Mustafa Saber from the Communist Worker Party in Iran about the Syriza-Party in Greece. Hello Mustafa,
Hello, Maria. How are you?
I am fine, how are you?
Good, thank you.
My first question is, the Communist Worker Party in Iran, they sent a congratulation letter to the Syriza Party in Greece. Is that a normal procedure or is this something special?
I think it's something unprecedented. The Worker Communist Party of Iran never had a chance to send greetings to a political party that has seized the power, because all political party who were in the power and who have seized the power, they were, bourgeois parties, and there was no point for us to send greetings to those parties. But this is the first time, I think, for many decades that a radical left party is seizing the power, and that was very, very exciting for us. And that was, I think, that's the only time that we have sent greetings. I mean, our leader, the Worker Communist Party, the leader of Worker Communist Party of Iran, Hamid Taqvai, sent a letter to Alexis Tsipras and supporting them, and also some are standing in position about what's happened in Greece and the Syriza Party as well.
So what do you think about the fact that the Syriza Party made a coalition with a right-wing anti-Semitic party?
I think we should consider the fact that Syriza came to power through an election, not by, let's say, a revolution or something like that. Then, when you seize the power through the parliament, then there are parliamentary rules that you have to follow. They didn't have the majority to build a new government, and the only probably the better choice they had was the right-wing party that you mentioned, and I think that's not a factor that you can judge them what they're going to do. They came to power to stop the austerity policies and austerity measures, and they promised to change people's life for better. And I think if they stick to those promises, and if they make some progress to realize those promises, I think people will love them, and they will support them, and they're going to be okay. I mean, that alone, that they had to make a coalition with a right-wing party, is not enough to make a clear judgment about them. I'm waiting to see what they do with their big promises, and especially the anti-austerity policy that gave them the power. Actually, they came to power because they said no to austerity.
Okay. They asked the other European countries to cut their debts completely, and now they say they want that their debts get cut for about 60%. Do you think the other European countries will do this? Is that possible at all? And isn't this a little bit too idealistic?
I think Syriza is a very good is a very good position to make better deals with the creditors and the central bank and IMF or other assholes that are putting pressure on Greece and people of Greece. I think they are in a much better position to make a better deal because I think all the policies of our bourgeoisie is not working, and they are. I mean, the whole economy is kind of in a deadlock, and the austerity policies is not working. Not only regarding Greece, but all over the place. You know, that's the main slogan of the bourgeoisie in our world: austerity everywhere, everywhere. But yet the economy is getting worse, and there is not a clear prospect for economy of not only of the European country, European Union, but the whole world. And in one word, the austerity measures and the neo conservative policies, the Friedmanism, is not working anymore. You know, and it's not easy for the bourgeoisie to go back to Keynesian policies. You know, these are policies that for last, you know, since World War II, they started with Keynesian, and then since 1980s, they start with Friedmanism. Both are not working, and they are in state of deadlock. In this situation, I think Syriza has a good chance to make a different deal with them and introduce a third way to handle the economy, and this third way should be the people's way. I mean, a way that cares about people, cares about healthcare, cares about education, cares about wages and people's prosperity and welfare. I think they are in a good position to do that. I'm talking in general, but specifically your question, I think people of Greece and people of the whole Europe, I think their heart is with Syriza. That's a huge power. If they can play that well, they can reach a better deal. And as they are saying, I mean, Alexis Tsipras is saying their financial minister, his name is a little bit difficult for me to pronounce. He is talking about that they want to have a little bit of time. You know, by the end of this month, the deal is going to be finished, and they need to have a new deal. But they want to have a little bit of time to start something new, and I think they can get it. And the latest news I was following today's Sunday, you know, they have a big meeting on Monday, and before that, you know, the talks are going on, and it seems that they will reach a deal. And I understand that first they say they want to drop the whole debt, and now they are saying they're paying 60% of it. I can understand all those you know, back and forth, and you know, this is diplomacy. This is how you deal with bourgeoisie everywhere. And I'm in one word, maybe it took me long to say that I'm optimistic about it.
Yeah, the name that is so hard for you to pronounce yet is Varoufakis.
Yes.
And he wants to do the repayment by raising the economic power in general, but he doesn't want to change the system. So he still supports the capitalistic system in general. How is that possible?
I think I think if I personally believe, and in our greeting, I mean our leader Hamid Taqwai's letter to Alexis Tsipras is stated very clearly that if you really want to deal with austerity measures, if you really want to get rid of them, uh, there is no way. You have to contradict the whole capitalistic system, and you have to struggle with the whole system, and you have to push the whole system back in order to get rid of austerity measures. This is the reality. Is Cyprus aware of this reality? I think they are. I'm not sure 100%, but from what they're doing, I get the feeling that they know this is the case, and but it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you cannot start right now. Again, considering the fact that they came to power through an election, though there was lots of demonstration and lots of fights and kind of revolution actually in Greece before they came to power. They are the product of all this uprising, demonstrations, and sort of kind of revolution that in Greece. But nevertheless, they came to power through parliament and through election. Then they cannot change things overnight. They need time, as they're talking about it, and we have to say we have to wait a little bit and see what they do within 6 months or a year. Then we will have a very clear idea what direction they're going. But I agree with you that you cannot fight back the austerity measures if you're concerned about capitalism. You have to go beyond capitalism. You have to push the whole system back. You have to go towards socialism if you want to really I mean, in an effective way, push back the austerity measures. That's for sure. You're right on that, and we have to wait and see what Syriza is going to do.
So then, Mustafa, what do you think about the fact that Greece made some steps towards Russia, and everybody knows that Russia discriminates against, for example, homosexuals or anti-fascistic people? What do you think about this one?
I don't like those things, but it's not just make steps toward Russia. They are negotiating with Germany, with France, with Italy, and many different countries. We are sitting with Angela Merkel and all those people. I mean, all those governments, different governments everywhere in the world. And Russia is another one. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I don't like Putin and what he's doing in Russia and the Russian government. But what is really a big difference between Russian government and American government or Germany? I don't see much difference. I mean, I'm not so sensitive that they're talking with Russia or supporting Russia. But these could be in the framework of diplomacy, how to play with different cards that you have, and plus Russia has a deep root in Greece economy as well. I mean, then they're negotiating with France as well to try to make it easier for them to go through all this horrible time. They're doing the same thing with Russia, I think. I want to say again, this is not a good stick to measure what the Cyprus is doing, is going to do. For me, the most important stick to measure and to judge how they're doing is what they do with austerity measures, what's going to happen to people's wages, education, healthcare, prosperity, a better life. If they can go towards that, I will give them a good mark. Maybe not A+, but you know, a passing mark. But let's see how they do.
So, do you think other European countries will follow, like Spain and Italy?
I'm not sure if exactly they're following or they will follow the example of Greece. Uh, uh, Also, you have to pay attention to the fact that things are evolving. We don't know what's going to exactly happen to Greece, and they're waiting. Everyone is waiting. What I know and you know, it's in Spain. There's a leftist party, kind of Pumedos. I think that's the name. I'm bad at names. And they're kind of like Syriza, and they're raising, but it's interesting that they are trying to keep the distance from Syriza. And for example, they are criticizing the fact that Syriza made a coalition with the right-wing party, as you mentioned in your question, or they are criticizing Syriza because in the cabinet apparently there was not even a woman. They didn't like that. I mean, the Comedos in Spain. It was interesting for me that they're trying to stand on the left of Syriza, and that means if they seize the power, which a lot of prediction is saying that they are going to get the power by the end of this year. They have an election in Spain. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen in Spain. But again, back to your question, I think, as I said, the whole economy, the whole bourgeoisie in the world is in deadlock in terms of economy and what to do with the economy. Then there are lots of room for the left and leftist party to came to power and be a real alternative for people in this situation. This could happen in France, not only Spain, and this could happen to in other countries as well. It's very important how the Cyprus is going to do in Greece. If they do, given good example, I think we are gonna have a huge revolution in the whole world. This is huge. This is very exciting if they do well. Let's see how they do.
So you think the probability for a so-called Brexit is not so high, because I read that it has grown up to 50% now. And many people think Greece will have to leave the Union.
I didn't get a word when you said. Could you explain what really you mean? Yeah, please.
The Brexit. This means when Greece has to leave
Oh,
the Union.
Oh yeah, I got it.
All the countries who have the euro.
Okay. You mean the exit of Greece from okay. I got that. I think, to be honest, I think Cyprus again is in a better situation to you know, to stay in European Union, and majority of Greeks want to stay in European Union. Why is it in a good position to stay in a union? Because they can easily say that, you know, with this austerity measures, with this wrong policies, I mean, the German and the Central Bank of Europe, or all IMF or other big assholes, you are destroying the whole union, the European Union. I think they can easily put pressure on them that you are responsible for the European Union falling apart. I think I'm glad that Cyprus is taking this standing that we want to stay in union, in European Union, and I think they have a better position to stay rather than exit the European Union. Plus, I think for the whole the fate of this European Union is very important that Greece stay in the Union, and this is another force that is helping Syriza to succeed to make a deal with the European Union and stay in the Union. I'm optimistic about this one as well.
This sounds so interesting what you have to say. So my last question is, how can we support the Syriza party?
Sorry, I didn't hear it well. Say it again.
What can we do to support the Syriza party?
Okay. Yeah, we can do a lot, especially you in Germany. You can do a lot because I think one of the things, the people of Greece is very important, and they are fully behind their government. As you know, just today on Sunday there was big demonstrations in Athens and other cities in Greece to support their government who's negotiating in Brussels. And as you know, in Brussels also there were demonstrations. I mean, people from probably Germany mostly and other European countries went there to demonstrate, to support them, to support their anti-austerity measures. These are very, very good signs, and these are answering your question. What we can do more of this. There is a petition online that it says I don't owe you, drop debt. Drop Greece debt, and I think we should create a huge campaign all over the world, not just in Europe, but especially in Europe, and very especially in Germany, that we don't owe you. I don't owe you. We don't owe you. Just go away. Let us be. I mean, this should be the tone on the street. Then. In the parliament and in the negotiation table, I think Syriza and other parties that hopefully come to power in Europe can make better deal, and finally people can have better life. But we can do a lot in support of Syriza, and we should do a lot. The Worker Communist Party is trying to do that, and the petition I was talking about is initiated by our party, and we are trying to support and mobilize support for Syriza, and I hope whoever is listening us join, sign the petition and organize in their cities, in their countries to support Syriza. We should support them to win this battle, because it is our battle everywhere in the world.
Okay, I will tell this to the people. Thank you, Mustafa, for giving me your answers and new ideas and orientation. So thank you everybody for watching this show. Goodbye.
Thank you.